Oh, okay, guys. Bob McBride, Black Powder TV. So I've gotten a lot of questions on the forums and in the comment section about why haven't there been any more videos on Black Powder TV? And I know the channel's not dead. No, we're not done. But I wanted to kind of let you guys know because, you know, a lot of you guys know, a lot of people on the forum know. Just about every question that was asked, I think, in regards to this in the comment section on YouTube, I've answered, and so that's trickled out a bit. But I'm still every morning I wake up to a couple comments about why aren't we seeing any more videos, and I got one this morning, which triggered me because I was to make this video because I've been mulling it over and thinking about how to do it, and it's been a process. So some of you guys, it's not going to be, you know, I'm not going to edit this video. I'm not going to rehearse this video. So I may stutter and pause and all that stuff. But anyway, you guys remember what has it been 6-7 months ago, May-ish, I think, when we did the 5,000 sub giveaway video. Then we did the secondary, the follow-up one, which was the winners and all of that. And then we were raring to go into the rest of the summer or into the summer with shooting videos and all of that stuff. Well, I'm going to give you a little background and then kind of tell you where I've been so you know. Before COVID hit, I'm a veteran, Marine Corps veteran, infantryman, combat vet, all of that stuff, deployed. And so I've been going to the VA. I didn't go to the VA. I got out in 93, so Desert Storm. And I deployed to Desert Storm with 2nd Marine Division. And so I never went to the VA after, you know, especially once Afghanistan and Iraq kicked off, because I was young and healthy. And I was like, my dad's a veteran too, Vietnam, 2 tours. So he didn't go for a long time to the VA. And so it's just like a thing, I guess. Plus I'd never been really sick. I never had the flu. My wife says I had it once and that I should stop saying I've never had it, but, I don't think I've had it. I've had, you know, colds and different other things. But so once Iraq and Afghanistan kicked off, you know, I was like, I'm not going to waste space. You know, I'm fine. I'm not going to waste space. These kids need the services more than I do. So I had an accident 5 years ago. I blew myself up, burnt over 11% of my body. And with black powder, by the way, old 1800s black powder. And so I went to the hospital, went to Vanderbilt Burn Center, all of that stuff. Well, I decided, somebody told me, hey, the VA will take care of all of this. And I had insurance, but, you know, so I went to the VA after. And the VA said, well, we would have paid for all of this for you because of your VA designation, but we're not going to because you haven't been doing your yearly checkups. So I was like, ouch. So that caused me to start doing them. So before COVID hit, the last few checkups, my PSA kind of was rising a little bit. The first one didn't really alarm anybody. The second one didn't really alarm anybody too much, but they were watching. The third one kind of spiked. And so they sent me to the local VA, the big one. I live in a small town, so my local VA is a clinic, but they sent me to the closest large VA center. And prostate exam, swollen up. Then COVID hit. So it was, now the VA, the lady did tell me, the nurse said, this is not good. I don't like it. We're going to get you to an outside service, private doctor. and then VA hit. So a year later, it started to tone down. She called me from the VA right away. I haven't forgot about you. We're sending you. Out you go. So they sent me and got a prostate biopsy and came back positive. So if any of you guys have had it, then you know that I didn't have the worst possible kind. It's 3+3, and but it was 60% of my prostate or something like that, and they didn't like how aggressive it looked. So that's the big news. Cancer diagnosis within weeks of the end of that video, or the last video. So say a week, I think. I had all of the VA call me, set up the appointments, do all of that stuff. So that kind of interfered with YouTube and my sort of routine. And then I went, and none of them liked it. It looked bad. My family's full of nurses and anesthesiologists and all kinds of stuff. And everybody was like, this doesn't look good. So anyway, biopsy positive. Once I got the results back from the pathologist, because of my age, I'm 49, or I'm 50 now, but I was 49. That's not like if you're 70 and you have prostate cancer, they just say, leave it alone. You're going to live 10 more years at the most likely. And by then it's not going to have become a life-threatening problem. But at my age, they didn't want to do anything like that. They wanted to get it out. So I immediately was sent to Vanderbilt, to one of the VA is really good about that. Sent me to the top prostate surgeon, and I went and had my prostate removed. So it was robotically done with the Da Vinci machine. It's like a spider. The doctor's over on the other side of the room, with the VR and all that stuff. It's crazy, but look that up if you want to. It's fascinating. But anyway, punctured 7 holes in my abdomen, and went in there and cut it out. And your prostate sits on the bottom of your bladder, kind of hooked to it, and then your tube, that you pee out of, urethra, runs through the prostate and then out. So they have to cut that off and then splice it all back together and all of that stuff. So anyway, yeah, it was a mess. So I went from just fine, hauling logs on the tractor, doing all the farm stuff, doing all the YouTube stuff, spending, 8 hours outside doing YouTube videos and all of that, to walking around in a diaper and feeling sorry for myself. So, of course, I didn't get, I'm positive I didn't get too bent out of shape about it, but especially when it was done and then they ran my PSA and it was 0 or undetectable, less than 0.01 undetectable, which means it's all gone. The cancer's all gone. So it took me probably, 8 weeks, 2 months to recover from the surgery. And then at 6 months to a year to get back to normal. So recovering means you're not sore from the surgery. You're not healing anymore as far as the invasion of the surgery, but you're not back to normal. So, the diaper, pads, cough, pee a little, that kind of thing, like you expect when you're 90, is what I've been dealing with for the last 4 months. So anyway, yeah, it's a shock especially at 49, to get a cancer diagnosis. But it's not the aggressive kind. I mean, it's not like the lethal 80% chance of being dead in 5 years kind of cancer, but it's a major operation, major surgery, major recovery. Like I was months and months and months walking around in my pajamas and not being able to lift any more than a gallon of milk, and useless, basically. Put on 25, 30 pounds. And so I'm kind of, to wrap that up, I'm kind of 95% back from that. Physically, I'm strong relative to what I was. Not so much because, sitting around for 5 months, not being able to pick anything up or really climb stairs or, do a lot like that, kind of makes you soft and mushy. But getting my strength back, I can do stuff. I've been hauling feed, and we go get feed by the bag a lot for the hogs and the goats and donkeys and chickens. And so you're talking about 800 pounds of feed in 50-pound bags, and I'm slinging it, from the pallet at the feed store to the back of the truck. And I'm strong again in that sense, like country boy, farmer strong. But that's a recent achievement. So anyway, that's where I'm at. Of course, you can imagine that all of this sort of rips you right out of your routine and what you've been doing and like your headspace, right? Because you get in this kind of place where you're like, okay, I got my YouTube channel, I got the farm, I got, all of this that I got going on at the house, because I work out of the house, so I'm able to do all of this, on the schedule that I can, that I'm motivated to apply to it. So, farm is a couple hours of work in the morning, hour of work in the morning, regular. And then, throughout the day, tree come down, fence, all of that stuff. So, I'm kind of getting back to that getting a little stronger. And just now kind of, ready to refocus on some of the stuff I was doing before the, channel. You see this, where I'm at now is, basically my computer upstairs that I've transformed into a podcast, sort of a setup, streaming setup, excuse me. So that's a sort of a next phase with Black Powder TV, is doing the stuff in the shop in front of the backdrop that you guys know about. Sorry, I'm not looking at the camera. The angle's high, and so it's like that. Plus I'm a eye wanderer when I'm thinking and unrehearsed. So moving forward, and of course, now that I'm back, we've closed down the range, which I hadn't been able to use all year anyway. So it's unmowed and all of that. But it's shut down for deer season, and I'm, sort of good and ready for that. But we had a storm this summer that trees the trail up the path to the back to the deer stand on the top, which is the primary deer stand we use. Trees are down, and so the tractor, chainsaw, log chains, all of that's got to happen. But deer season is just starting right now for archery, and I do archery. And then when muzzleloader kicks in Tennessee, it's archery, muzzleloader, rifle. Once muzzleloader kicks in, then I'm muzzleloader the rest of the year. So anyway, so we're kind of back to all of that, and I hope to get some videos out, deer hunting videos and all that. But to get back to where I wandered off from, we'll be doing shop videos and range videos, and then some version of videos here. So my idea was some historical context for some of these guns and all of this stuff. So stuff that I can do on the computer, showing you pictures, showing you my screen, and research type stuff. So like I recently bought a what people call, some people disdainfully, a canoe gun, a cut down Native American used short gun for specific purposes. And some people kind of, it's used in, for a canoe. Well, there's no historical evidence of that. at all. And I've done, and I and a lot of other people have done tons of research. There's not, but there is historical precedent or historical references by the boatload of cut down short guns. They were used by Native Americans for hunting later, past the colonial period, for hunting buffalo on the plains. Like you see the pictures of them on the, running alongside the buffalo with their bow, and that goes way back. That was their grandpa. Most of the Indians of the period that you're thinking about, they used a cut down muzzleloader, so smoothbore usually. So anyway, I recently bought one, and that was a kind of video that I'm thinking for this application, which is pulling up the references. Like, a great research tool is Google Books. You can go pull up Google and click to the books, and then you can search all the books by period and all of that, and keywords. So you can really pull up a lot of stuff from books written in the 1800s, early 1800s even, that reference any keyword, cut down gun, short gun, canoe gun, and get a lot of good information. So I was thinking about doing some 15-minute videos researching this and that, and where some of these guns were imported into North Carolina, where they were imported on the coast, and how they made their way, and where some guns, like trade guns, were mainly focused in some regions of the country and were rarely found in others, just because of overland trade and all of that. I mean, they were spread out, but obviously not like today, right? There's not one in every store in every town. So anyway, that was kind of my idea with this setup, and I kind of want to show you this setup and what this looks like. But anyway, that's where I've been. I hope you guys understand, me abandoning you like I did, because it was hard. It was hard at that point to make a video explaining this, but it wasn't so hard like talking to you guys individually when you would ask. So I did a lot of that, and amazingly, it hadn't slowed down from the time when you guys expected the next video, like a week or two, and then that time kind of was sliding by, and the questions started coming, and it's continued to this morning, regularly, which is awesome, and I'm thankful for that. But that's where I've been. That's what's going on. I'm sort of back. I'm sort of getting my mind in the game again, doing some research. I've bought a few guns over this period, sitting on the computer on American Long Rifle Forum, or all that, and all these guns are coming in and out, and pictures of, and so I was still scooping stuff up and buying bags and horns and different things. So there'll be some new stuff, but anyway, give me a little time to get sort of my feet on the ground. It's believe it or not, you guys probably believe it because you watch YouTube and you've seen some of my early videos and some of my later videos, and it's a skill. YouTube is a skill you learn and that fades, and so I'm not real confident in getting in front of the camera and all of that. It's what I mean, getting emotionally back. So anyway, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. What is this, 19 minutes? So yeah, sorry for rambling, but that's where I've been. And we hope to see you soon. I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be back at it. I'm gonna be back going to shows and bringing you a few of those. I plan on doing some sort of podcast setup, whether I'm guesting on somebody else's podcast, Black Powder Podcast, or I might even start up, a podcast of my own where we split screen right here. You see me on one side, someone else on the other, talking guns. So maybe gun makers, researchers from the period, manufacturers, who knows. So that's the idea of sort of a new thread for Black Powder TV, and to add to the other sort of usual videos that you're used to. And I'll probably do some of the 2-minute tech tip sort of videos here too. Something I don't need to actually be in the shop. If I can be here, you know, like, I was going to do one about resources for, Black Powder, and, you know, so all the websites, some of you guys don't know Track of the Wolf and all of the different ones, and I can pull up each one and kind of show you how to navigate it or whatever. I don't know. So that's it. Those are my thoughts. If you guys have any thoughts about, any of that, feel free to leave them in the comments. And once again, I'm sorry I left you guys hanging, but life gets in the way sometimes. Thanks, guys. See ya.